Action dramas have always been one of the strongest pillars of Korean storytelling, but recently something has changed. It's no longer just about punches, guns, or explosions. It's about emotion, purpose, and characters who fight not just enemies, but their own fears, regrets, and identities. And today I want to talk about 5 action Korean dramas that feel fresh, exciting, and absolutely worth your time. These dramas don't just give you adrenaline. They give you tension, humor, romance, and moments that genuinely stay with you after the episode ends. And as we go through each one, I want you to think about this question. What kind of action story do you personally love more? The kind driven by physical survival, or the kind driven by emotional stakes? There's something incredibly satisfying about action that doesn't come from fists, but from truth. Unmasked brings us into the intense world of investigative journalism. And honestly, this kind of story feels more real and dangerous than any fictional battlefield. Instead of fighting villains with weapons, these characters fight with cameras, information, and courage. Kim Hae-soo plays a veteran journalist who knows exactly how the system works, and watching her lead a team into exposing corruption feels powerful in a very grounded way. The tension doesn't come from whether they can win a fight, but whether they can survive the consequences of revealing the truth. What I personally love about Unmasked is how it makes journalism feel like action. Every investigation feels like a mission. Every secret uncovered feels like a victory. And yet, the emotional weight behind it reminds you that exposing powerful people is never simple. It makes you think about how much risk real journalists take in real life. And I'm curious, would you have the courage to expose powerful people if you knew your own safety was at risk? Because this drama really makes you question what bravery truly means. Study group is probably one of the most unique action concepts in recent Korean dramas, because the main character doesn't want to fight. But fighting is the only thing he's good at. Young-min is a student who dreams of academic success, but he's stuck in a brutal school environment where violence is the norm. And instead of becoming just another fighter, he forms a study group, trying to protect his friends and create a safe space in a place that feels completely hopeless. Hwang Min-yeon brings a surprisingly emotional depth to this role, making you feel his frustration and determination at the same time. What makes Study Group so compelling is the contrast. You see a character who doesn't want violence, but uses it to protect something peaceful. That's a powerful message. The action scenes aren't just there to look cool, they represent his internal struggle. And honestly, this drama reminds me of how sometimes strength isn't about dominating others, it's about protecting what matters. It also makes you reflect on school environments and how much pressure students face. So let me ask you this. Do you think Ga-min will eventually achieve his dream of academic success? Or will the world keep forcing him back into violence? The zombie dramas are nothing new, but Newtopia feels different because at its core, it's not just about survival, it's about love. Imagine being in the military while the entire city collapses into chaos, and the only thing on your mind is finding the person you love. Park Jong-min and Jisoo bring this emotional urgency to life as two people trying to reunite in a zombie-infested Seoul. And what makes this story so intense is that every step toward each other is filled with danger, uncertainty, and fear. Personally, I think what makes Newtopia stand out is the emotional perspective. It's not just about escaping zombies, it's about holding on to hope. In many zombie stories, people lose their humanity. But here, love becomes the reason to survive. It reminds you that even in the worst situations, emotional connections are what keep us moving forward. And let's be honest, zombie dramas always make you think about what you would do in that situation. Would you run alone to survive, or risk everything for someone you love? That's the emotional dilemma this drama explores so well. Buried Hearts brings us into a darker, more psychological kind of action. This isn't about physical fights. It's about manipulation, power, and consequences. The story of a man hacking into a massive political slush fund worth 2 trillion won instantly raises the stakes to an insane level. And when another man kills him without knowing he's been hacked, it creates a chain reaction of tension, secrets, and survival. Park Hyung-sik takes on a role that feels more mature and intense than many of his previous works, and it's honestly exciting to see this side of him. What fascinates me most about Buried Hearts is how it explores greed and unintended consequences. One small action can destroy everything. It shows how power and money can turn people into enemies without them even realizing it. This kind of story makes you constantly question who you can trust. And it makes you wonder, if you suddenly gained access to that much money, what would you do? Would you walk away? Or would curiosity and temptation pull you deeper into danger? Undercover High School takes a concept that sounds almost ridiculous at first. A grown intelligence agent pretending to be a high school student, but somehow makes it incredibly fun and exciting. Seo Kang-joon plays an NIS agent tasked with going undercover to find missing gold, and watching him navigate teenage life while secretly being a trained professional creates both hilarious and intense moments. The contrast between his real identity and his fake student persona creates constant tension. What I really enjoy about this drama is how it balances action with humor. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but still delivers real stakes. Seeing a highly trained agent struggle with normal student situations reminds you that sometimes blending in is harder than fighting. And it makes you think about identity. How much of who we are is defined by our environment. If you had to pretend to be someone completely different for a mission, could you do it without losing yourself? These 5 dramas prove that action in Korean storytelling is evolving into something much deeper and more meaningful. It's no longer just about who wins the fight, but about why they fight in the first place. Whether it's exposing corruption, protecting friends, finding love in chaos, surviving political games, or living a double life, each of these stories gives us characters we can connect with emotionally. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these dramas interests you the most? And more importantly, what kind of action story keeps you the most hooked? The emotional ones, the psychological ones, or the pure adrenaline ones? Because honestly, the best action stories aren't just the ones that make your heart race. They're the ones that make you feel something long after the screen goes dark.